she doesn't care. But what if the distance she's putting between you is actually the loudest confession she's never said out loud? Stay with me here because what I'm about to walk you through might be the most clarifying conversation you've had in months. Not comfortable, clarifying. There's a difference. Comfortable keeps you spinning. Clarity moves you forward. And if you're the kind of man who's tired of second guessing, tired of reading mixed signals like they're written in a foreign language, tired of wondering whether what you feel is real or just something you invented in your own head, then this is for you. Hit subscribe right now, not for me, for you, because the truth this channel delivers consistently is exactly the kind of reminder you're going to need as you navigate this. You'll want to come back here, make it easy on yourself, and subscribe before you forget. Now, let's get into it. Here's what's really happening. She is not confused, she is conflicted. And those are two entirely different things. A confused woman doesn't know what she wants. A conflicted woman knows exactly what she wants, and it terrifies her. The feelings are real. The denial is a defense mechanism. And if you don't, sign number one, hot and cold, behavior understand the difference, you will misread every single signal she sends you. And you will make decisions based on a lie, the lie that she simply doesn't care. Here's what it really means. When a woman denies feelings she clearly has, it means she's protecting something. Her image, her pride, her sense of control, her fear of being vulnerable with someone who might not catch her if she falls. It is not an absence of feeling, it is an excess of fear. And fear, when it's powerful enough, will make a person act in the exact opposite direction of what they actually want. So the reasoning ladder starts here. The misconception is that her pulling back means she's not interested. The hard truth is that her pulling back might mean she's more interested than she's ever been in her life, and that scares her into paralysis. The root cause is almost always this. She has been hurt before, or she believes the vulnerability required to love you openly would cost her something she's not ready to give up. What it costs you is clarity. What it costs both of you is time. Precious, irreplaceable time that gets buried under the weight of unspoken feelings and misread behavior. The reframe is this. You don't need her to confess, you need to read the truth she's already showing you, and then you need to decide what to do with it, like a man who knows his own worth. So let's go through the 9 signs. Sign 1, she gets irritated by you, but only you. Not everyone, you. She laughs easily with other people. She's relaxed, loose. Sign number 2, denying obvious jealousy, easygoing. But the moment you enter the room, something shifts. She becomes guarded. She gets short with you sometimes over nothing. A small comment triggers a disproportionate reaction. You think you did something wrong, you didn't. That irritation is proximity to something she can't control. That's called emotional static. It happens when someone is generating a feeling they haven't processed, and being near the source of that feeling amplifies the charge. It's not dislike, it's overstimulation. Pay attention to that pattern. Sign 2. She remembers everything you've ever said. Everything. You mentioned offhand 3 months ago that you liked a specific kind of food. She references it. You told her one time about a struggle you had years ago. She brings it up in a way that shows she was listening deeply. But here's the contradiction. She acts like you're just a friend. She acts indifferent. She plays it cool, but she cataloged you. That is not what indifference looks like. Indifference forgets. Indifference doesn't pay attention. What she's doing is storing you, holding pieces of you inside her. That's called involuntary investment, and it's one of the most honest things a person can do, not because she chose to do it, but precisely because she didn't. Sign 3. Her body says yes, while her words say nothing. She finds reasons to be physically close to you. She touches your arm when she doesn't need to. Sign number 3. Emotional overreactions leans in. She holds eye contact just a half second longer than casual conversation requires. And then she steps back, and then she's cold. And then she leans in again, hot and cold. That is not inconsistency of feeling, That is consistency of fear interrupting feeling. The body moves toward what it wants before the mind can stop it. Watch the body. It is telling you the truth. Her voice is rehearsed to deny. Sign 4. She brings up other men, but she watches for your reaction. She's not genuinely interested in those other men. This is a test. She wants to know if you'll react. She wants to see if you care, if you flinch, if something in your face shifts. She's doing reconnaissance. She's gathering data on whether this matters to you as much as it matters to her. If you play it too cool and show nothing, she interprets it as disinterest and doubles down on denial. If you react with insecurity, she loses respect and withdraws. This is a razor's edge, and the only way to walk it correctly is to stop performing entirely and just be honest. But we'll get to that. Sign 5. She supports you quietly. Not loudly, not publicly, but she shows up. She checks in. She notices when something is off with you. She doesn't announce it. She doesn't make it a thing, but she's there in the background, steady, paying attention. She remembers your hard days. She texts at the right moment. She does small things that require no recognition because she's not doing them for recognition. She's doing them because caring about you is already an involuntary reflex for her. That kind of sign number 4, watching you from afar. Quiet support is not friendship behavior. Friendship is loud and celebratory. This is the quiet of someone who has decided you matter even if they haven't said it. Sign 6. She becomes suddenly inexplicably busy right after a moment of real connection. You two have a deep conversation, you laugh together. There's a moment where the air between you changes and you both feel it. And then she disappears. She pulls back. She becomes unavailable. You think you pushed too hard or said something wrong. You didn't. The connection scared her. The realness of it scared her. That moment of genuine intimacy moved her closer to the edge of confession, and instead of jumping, she retreated. That retreat is not rejection. That's called fear of free fall. It means she felt something real, and the realness of it was more than she was prepared to handle in that moment. Sign 7. She gets protective of your attention, but denies she cares. The moment another woman enters the picture, something changes in her. She becomes colder toward you, more competitive without admitting there's a competition. She might make a comment. She might go quieter. She watches. And if you call it out, she denies it. She says she doesn't care. She's not jealous. But her behavior has already voted. Jealousy only exists where there is ownership of feeling. Even if that ownership is unspoken, you cannot be sign number 5, testing your interest jealous over something you feel nothing for. That's called hidden possession. It means she has already, in the private chambers of her own heart, claimed something about the two of you, even if she's never said it out loud. Sign 8. She argues your potential, not your flaws, your potential. She pushes back on you. She challenges you. She tells you that you're capable of more, that you're settling, that you're not living up to something. This is not cruelty. This is investment that has no other outlet. When someone argues your potential, they've already imagined a version of your future, and they care whether you reach it. You don't do that for strangers. You don't do that for people who don't matter. You do that for people you are deeply, sometimes painfully, emotionally attached to. That frustration she directs at your choices, that's love with nowhere to land. Sign 9. When you're genuinely okay without her, she comes back. This is the most revealing one. When you stop chasing, when you stop making yourself available, when you start living your life with focus and purpose and direction, she notices. She comes back, not dramatically, quietly, a message here, a comment there. She circles back because the version of you that doesn't need her, validation is the version of you that made her feel something in the first place. She didn't fall for your need. Sign number 6, bringing up other men. She fell for your presence, and when you reclaim that presence, she is pulled back toward it like gravity. Now, here's where most men get this wrong. They see these signs and they do one of two things. They either spiral into hope without action, They sit on this information, they feel better about themselves, they stop doing anything, or they weaponize it. They start playing games, manufacturing distance, running hot and cold on purpose, performing unavailability they don't actually feel. Both of those are traps. Both of them cost you the very thing you want. I want you to think about a specific kind of man. You know the one. He's not perfect. He's been rejected. He's had his heart broken. He's been confused, been misread, been overlooked. But somewhere along the way, he made a decision. He decided that his worth was not a function of whether or not she confirmed it. He decided that his purpose was real, whether or not she acknowledged it. He shows up to his life with intention. He has things he is building, ideas he is pursuing, a standard he holds himself to. Not because someone is watching, but because he would hold it even if no one ever noticed. He doesn't chase, but he doesn't run either. When there is something real, he walks toward it with clarity. He speaks plainly. He creates safety for truth to exist. He is not desperate for the confession because he doesn't need her to validate what he already knows. That man is not Sign der Seven, acting indifferent in public impressive because he is cold. He is impressive because he is grounded. And that groundedness, that settled, unshakable sense of self, is the single most attractive force another person can encounter. That is the man you are working toward being, not a performance of strength. Actual strength built in the quiet moments when no one is watching and you choose yourself anyway. Now, here is what you actually do with what you've learned today. Stop manufacturing situations to get her to confess. That is not confidence. That is manipulation with a romantic label on it. It will not give you what you're looking for, even if it works, because what you actually want is not just her words. You want her genuine, uncoerced truth. You cannot engineer that. You can only create the conditions for it. Stop performing indifference you don't feel. Pretending you don't care is not a strategy. It's a lie, and it builds a foundation of pretending between two people, which means that even if something grows from it, it grows on sand. Start speaking with direct, low-stakes honesty. You don't need to deliver a grand romantic declaration. You need to say clearly and calmly something true. I like spending time with you. I'm not interested in games. I'd rather have an honest conversation than a perfect performance. Say it once, mean it, and then let her sign number 8. Remembering small details, sit with it. You are not waiting for permission to be honest. You are giving her the opportunity to match your honesty. Redirect your energy back into yourself, your purpose, your health, your craft, your growth. Not as a tactic, not to make her jealous because it is the right thing to do with your life, regardless of whether she ever says a word. That is not a strategy. That is self-respect in motion. And self-respect in motion is magnetic in a way that strategy never will be. And if she never confesses, if she keeps the wall up, if she chooses denial over truth, you are still the man who showed up with integrity, who spoke honestly, who refused to shrink or chase or perform. That man doesn't lose. That man learns and moves forward and carries his dignity into the next chapter. You are not waiting for her to make you whole. You are already whole. You are the answer to the question you've been asking about yourself this entire time. The question was never, does she like sign number 9? She never fully walks away me? The real question was, am I the kind of man worth liking? And the work you do on yourself, the honesty you bring to your relationships, the boundaries you hold with quiet confidence. That is your answer written not in her words, but in your own choices every single day. That is what we are building here. If this hits something in you, if any part of this gave you a word for something you've been feeling but couldn't name, subscribe right now because this channel is built for exactly the moments when you need truth more than comfort. When you need clarity more than agreement, when you need someone to say the thing. Final message, stay centered and observant that no one else in your life is saying out loud. There is a community of men here who are doing the hard, honest, necessary work of becoming who they are supposed to be. You belong here. Come back. We'll keep building.